All right, everybody, welcome to the pre-market show. I think everybody here has been here before, but if this is your first time, welcome. So today we're going to dive deep into the markets.
Oftentimes when price breaks a zone, it typically comes back to back test, especially on a downtrend. It comes back to back test the low of that previous zone. Now, obviously, there's the option that it could just break through and keep on going, right? And that's what kind of makes me feel a little bit edgy about this, is that we didn't really have an elevator down. It was like a slow, constantly back testing trickle down. So I don't know how I feel about that. Again, end of the month, it might have just been the volume during that time, right? But we didn't really have an elevator down like I wanted. And we did paint a new low, again, but back testing the mid low here, or the mid-range of this previous zone over here. But I don't know, there's something that feels kind of fishy about this where, we are kind of failing to get up through 2890 here, which that's not really yellow. All right, we are kind of failing to get up through 2890, but obviously the first sign that we are pushing back up is the recapture of 2897. And then obviously if we retake 2906, I mean, we're back, should be pretty obvious we're back in this zone.
All right, so right now I'm seeing that these are really the only two things I'm seeing right now, this order block and this minor here. All right, so we're going to have to let oil establish itself a little bit. Okay, obviously we still have 68, 62 up here. So what would actually be pretty juicy if we could get a back test of 68, 62, or 69. Again, I wanted to back test 70 here, which it cleared 70 and came up here to 70.52. So I would probably not be looking for a back test on 68, maybe 68, 62. Otherwise, if price can't get above VWAP here, it's just going to keep on plowing down. And so we'll see if we keep this resistance going here at the VWAP and at the lower, or this order block here. Okay, I have this order block from 60. Click on this here. From 68.23 to 67.96. All right, so if we cannot break through 67.73 or 67.69 and get through the session VWAP here, then we're likely just going to keep on bouncing down below here. But again, be cautious, since we're forming the new low. We just don't know where it's going to want to go up and potentially hit a high, right?
We have the weekly in play too, which we actually just came down and touched the weekly at 59.06. Look at that. So we do have the weekly down there. We have the band here, 29.08. And then we have the upper band here at 29.35. Right below this upper level here. All right. So we're on the macro side, we're pretty formed out, right? We have this, we have like a macro failed breakdown here, right? At like 2886 to 2876. We have like this macro failed breakdown. We've reclaimed a low, right? We didn't come up and back test it. We didn't come up and back test 2906. We've actually pushed through it. And so I think it should be pretty obvious today. Any failure of 2906, meaning we fail it, back test it, and hold. There's almost always, not always, but almost always a back test through the break of a zone. Sometimes they're hard to catch. All right, so if we can clear 2917, that can give us a nice squeeze to the upside, where we come through and maybe potentially bust through 2936 here and get up to 2947 for the first time. All right, I still think that bulls maintain control of gold right now. All right, now obviously if we cannot clear 2917 and come back down and clear 2906, then we have likely failed this supply zone. Bulls weren't able to keep it alive, and we are probably busting back down to probably retest this low, maybe stop at one of these other lows. Again, not really any zones formed in this, and so we kind of just have all of these minors down here that we'd probably see a bounce off of. Now again, that would be a breakdown trade, difficult trades to do. They need a lot of confirmation. All right, so we would want a failing of 29.06, and we would need very quick and very clear continuation through the low here of 28.97, and just a breaking through of all of these zones. So, this would be probably the first area that there would be resistance. This would be the next one there would be resistance. And so we'd be trading level to level all the way down. All right, so that is gold. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat.